a new synopsis has just come out for Daredevil, the upcoming Disney Plus series, that's given us a much better idea about what the setting of the movie is going to be and kind of the direction that, not movie, but show, and kind of the direction that the show is going to take. Now, a bunch of news about Daredevil has come out recently. Obviously, we found out that there's not going to be any Foggy in the show. There's not going to be any Karen in the show, which upset a lot of people. And we finally got our official casting of Vanessa. They've recast the Vanessa character, all that kind of stuff. It's still a bit of a question. Is this actually like a Daredevil season 4? Is this actually the same Daredevil that we had in Netflix? I contend that it isn't. I think this is going to be a new iteration. But anyway, we're waiting for official word on that. But now apparently we got a synopsis for where this show is going, and it's really kind of interesting. This comes to us from MovieWeb, who wrote the following, quoting the report that said this: Marvel Studios presents Daredevil, in which longtime rivals Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox, and Wilson Fisk, Vincent D'Onofrio, try to leave behind their darker alter egos to serve the people of New York, only to have their pasts catch up to them. In the first episode of the series, we are reintroduced to the world of Daredevil. All right, Rob, in one paragraph, there's a lot there to unpack. First of all, longtime rivals. And Kingpin is trying to leave his dark past behind, and he actually wants to serve the people of New York. Now, I didn't read a lot of Daredevil comics. I mean, certainly not in the last 15 years or so. But somebody was telling me that there is a comic story about Mayor Wilson Fisk, that he was running to become mayor. Maybe they're going to take some influence of that and he's running for political office. Maybe it's a thing where he's actually now a good guy. He wants to help the people of New York or something, which again, does not sound like the Kingpin that we knew from the Netflix series. With all the casting changes that we're being reintroduced to the world of Daredevil. Hey guys, we want to thank a sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. You guys know that I've been saying for a long time that it's time for us to start prioritizing mental health in our lives. And if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. I've pointed this out many times, but we as adults know that we need to prioritize our physical health, and so we encourage each other and cheer each other on when we take steps for improving our physical health, like going to the gym. Well, it's time that we prioritize our mental health the same way. We need to encourage each other to take those steps and encourage ourselves to do that as well. So guys, take that step in prioritizing your mental health by going to BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Campea today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Campea. What do you think about this little synopsis they just gave us? And based on the little they just gave us, what do you think it means? Where could you see this show going with that little intro?
Well, I think there's a lot of interesting ways. I mean, I've always liked the idea that you have these villain characters that suddenly want to make a turn, whether it's Lex Luthor becoming President Luthor or something like that. With Wilson Fisk trying to turn over a new leaf, we as the audience know, no, he's not. You know, at some point, but he's bamboozled the people of New York. He's convinced people to look at him in a different light. The only person who knows the truth is going to be Matt Murdock, who probably himself decides to expand his legal practice or do whatever, and no one believes him. You know, I love the fact that a hero is put into a position where it's, no, give Wilson Fisk give him a chance. Why not? You know, we're all progressive here. We all want to make sure that people get a second chance. And Daredevil's like, no. And behind the scenes, Wilson Fisk is discrediting Matt Murdock or doing whatever he's doing. And of course, we have to figure out a way is how is our hero going to find out or expose the truth and make sure everybody realizes that Wilson Fisk is not a good guy. Those kinds of stories I love. And I think they're going to go in that direction, and I'm all for it. I can't wait to see something like this happen. And I think, you know, the idea, the subtitle Born Again, like both of these characters are literally born again into different eras, different ways of doing things. I think it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. Again, it comes down to the writing. I think Daredevil by far was the most successful of the Netflix Marvel adaptations. Easily. By a wide margin. And I think that they have a lot to live up to. And that's the only That's my only fear, is that whoever they get to make, the people that are making the show, have a lot to live up to and big shoes to fill, and they won't be able to fill those shoes. But it's interesting that they have these actors coming back.
What do you think the chances are, given this synopsis, that they pull kind of the old trope of once rivals, now allies, and we end up seeing a Kingpin Daredevil team up against some bigger threat to Hell's Kitchen? I mean, much like the path they kind of took with Thor and Loki. Like at some point, like, okay, they're arch nemesis at one point, and then a little bit later they're fighting side by side.
Or the Punisher in Daredevil.
Yeah, well, I mean, that kind of is a given, but could we see? I mean, I agree with you. I think the way to go and what they are probably doing is Kingpin, it's a very Lex Luthor thing, has the facade of being a changed man. He's still really a bad guy. But what do you think the chances are that they go, no, like Kingpin and Daredevil are going to become, I don't know. Do you think they could do that? No,
I think you're 100% right. Because again, the strange bedfellows trope always works.
Yeah.
You know, you put together these and it seems to work, but then ultimately we know it's not. But it's still fun to watch these two guys interact because, look, let's face it, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio made that show, and to watch those two actors go head to head is monumentally entertaining. And to watch them in some like Lethal Weapon, hey, we're working together situation is going to be a lot of fun. And then when it all gets torn asunder, it's going to be fun to watch too.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.